He was the kind of man you'd walk past 100 times without noticing. Flannel shirt, old car, modest house. Ronald Reed lived like millions of others. Quietly, simply, without fanfare. He worked as a janitor at JCPenney. Before that, he spent years pumping gas at a service station. He wasn't famous. He wasn't flashy. He didn't own a business or run a company. And yet, when he passed away in 2014 at the age of 92, he left behind something that shocked everyone who had ever known him. Over $8 million. A man who never earned a high salary, never climbed a corporate ladder, and never showed any outward signs of wealth, had quietly built a fortune. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a miracle. And it definitely wasn't luck. It was the result of something far more powerful. A mindset grounded in patience, simplicity, and the quiet power of compounding. Ronald's story isn't just inspiring, it's a blueprint. Because what he did, almost anyone can do. Ronald was born in 1921 in rural Vermont. Like many during that era, he grew up during the Great Depression. Money was tight. Nothing was wasted. Everything had a purpose. After high school, he joined the Army and served during World War II. When he returned, he didn't pursue higher education or big career ambitions. He worked at a gas station. Later, he became a janitor. But behind that quiet routine, Ronald was doing something extraordinary. He was investing, and he was doing it consistently year after year. Not in wild, risky bets, not in trendy companies or speculative ventures. Ronald focused on businesses he understood. Large, established companies that paid dividends and grew steadily over time. He would save what he could. Buy more shares, reinvest the dividends. He didn't try to time the market. He didn't sell when things got scary. He didn't celebrate when stocks hit all-time highs. He just kept going. This wasn't complicated, but it was powerful. Ronald didn't need to be brilliant. He just needed to be consistent. What Ronald understood, what most people ignore, is the exponential power of time. The money you invest today, even if it's just a small amount, has the potential to grow into something incredible over decades. And Ronald gave his investments decades to grow. He didn't earn a high income. Analysts estimate his annual investment returns were in line with the market, somewhere around 8 to 9%. Nothing extraordinary, no secret sauce, just consistent long-term growth. But here's the magic. When you let an 8% return work for 40 or 50 years, the results become extraordinary. A few $1,000s becomes tens of thousands. Tens of thousands become hundreds of thousands. And with enough time, it becomes millions. That's what compounding does, and Ronald let it work for him. He didn't rush it. He didn't interrupt it. He respected it. He trusted the process when others panicked. And over time, that trust turned into wealth. When Ronald passed away, no one expected his name to make headlines. But what happened next stunned his small town, and soon the entire nation. It was revealed that Ronald Reed had left behind a fortune of over $8 million. $4.8 million of it went to Brattleboro Memorial Hospital. Another $1.2 million was donated to Brooks Memorial Library. The rest was distributed to family and smaller charities. The hospital staff couldn't believe it. They double-checked the documents. Surely this was a mistake. It wasn't. Ronald had simply lived frugally, invested wisely, and never told anyone. He didn't do it for attention. He didn't do it for recognition. He just understood what few people truly do, that wealth is not about how much you earn. It's about how long you let your money grow. When people first hear Ronald Reed's story, they often assume there must be some twist. Maybe he inherited money. Maybe he stumbled into a lucky investment. Maybe someone secretly helped him manage his portfolio. But none of that is true. There was no luck, no windfall, no secret mentor. There was only one thing: discipline. He lived below his means. He saved consistently, and he never stopped investing. It's not the kind of story that gets likes on social media. It's slow, it's quiet, it takes decades, but it works, and it works better than almost anything else. While others spent money on new cars, upgraded houses, or short-lived luxuries, Ronald chose a different path. He kept his lifestyle simple so that he could invest steadily year after year. And he didn't just invest. He held on through every crash, every panic, every piece of bad news. He kept holding. He wasn't smarter than the market. He was just more patient than it. Many people believe you have to beat the market to get rich. But Ronald Reed didn't beat the market. He matched it. He didn't try to double his money in a year. He wasn't chasing 20% or 30% annual returns. His investments performed about as well as the market has historically, around 8 or 9% a year. That's it. Nothing flashy, nothing record-breaking. Just consistent average returns over a long period of time. And that's the most important part of his story, because it proves that you don't need to be an expert. You don't need to have insider knowledge. You don't need to guess the next Apple or Tesla. You just need to get started. And keep going. Time will do the rest. People think investing is just about numbers, but it's not. It's emotional. The hardest part isn't picking the right stock. It's staying invested when the market crashes. When your account is down 20%, 30%, even 50%, what do? Most people panic. They sell. They tell themselves they'll get back in later, but they rarely do. Ronald didn't flinch. He kept investing through recessions, crashes, inflation, and every kind of uncertainty you can imagine. Because he understood something that very few do. The market rewards those who stay in the game. He wasn't chasing perfection. He was practicing patience. And that made all the difference. Ronald's story is inspiring, but it's also practical, because nothing he did was out of reach. You can follow the exact same path. You don't need to be rich. You don't need a financial degree. You don't even need a big salary. You just need to start. Save what you can. Invest in things you understand, and give it time. If you can do that, if you can stay disciplined for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, you'll be shocked at what happens. Wealth doesn't appear all at once. It grows slowly. That's the power of compounding. And that's what most people never give themselves a chance to experience. The truth is, most people won't build wealth. Not because they can't, but because they quit. They stop saving. They spend everything they earn. They invest when the market's hot, then pull out when it drops. They treat investing like a slot machine, not like a tree that needs time to grow. Ronald Read did the opposite. He planted his seeds early, watered them consistently, and let them grow for decades. He didn't stare at them every day. He didn't dig them up when they didn't sprout fast enough. He just kept going. And that's why this story matters. Because the strategy that built his fortune is still available today, right now, for anyone. Ronald Read may have lived a quiet life, but his legacy speaks volumes. He showed us that you don't need to be extraordinary to build extraordinary wealth. You just need to do the ordinary things for an unusually long time. He showed us that wealth isn't about what you drive, or where you live, or how much you show off. It's about what you quietly build over time. And when the time comes, that kind of wealth can do more than just fund your own retirement. It can change lives. Support hospitals, keep libraries open, help entire communities. That's what Ronald Read did. And that's what you can do too. The best time to start investing was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to begin. Start small, be consistent, ignore the noise, let time do its work. And maybe, just maybe, decades from now, someone will tell your story too. Not because you earned a massive salary, not because you won the lottery, but because you understood the one thing that changes everything. Wealth isn't built in a day, it's built every day. Just like Ronald Read did it.